You're sitting there, completely relaxed, and your cat starts licking your hand. It feels sweet, tender even. You think, "Aw, she loves me." And then, out of nowhere, those little teeth sink into your skin. No warning, no growl, just a bite. And you pull back, confused, almost hurt, asking the same question millions of cat owners whisper every single day. Why did she do that? Was it love? Was it anger? Stick with me. The answer will surprise you. Now, if you've lived with cats for any length of time, you know exactly the moment I'm talking about. That strange little switch that flips inside them. One second they're gentle, the next they're nipping at you like you did something wrong. And here's the thing nobody tells you. That behavior isn't random. It isn't your cat being mean. It isn't even unpredictable. There's a hidden language happening under your nose, and most people never learn to read it. I want you to think back to the last time it happened. Where were you? Were you petting her belly? Scratching behind her ears for a little too long? Were the two of you lying on the couch on a quiet afternoon? Because the situation matters more than you'd ever guess. Cats don't bite for no reason. They bite for very specific reasons, and once you understand them, you'll never look at that little nip the same way again. You'll even feel grateful for it. Grateful! I know how strange that sounds right now, while you're nursing a tiny set of teeth marks on your hand. But by the end of this video, you'll understand why that bite might be one of the most honest forms of communication your cat has. More honest than the purring, more honest than the headbutts. Because that bite is your cat telling you something she can't say with words. And for years, you may have been misreading the whole conversation. Let's start with the lick itself, because that's where the whole story begins. When your cat licks you, she's doing something deeply rooted in who she is. Think about kittens. From the moment they're born, their mother licks them, to clean them, to comfort them, to say, "You're mine, you're safe, you belong to me." That licking becomes wired into their brains as the language of family. So when your cat licks you, she's pulling you into her circle of trust. She's grooming you. And in the cat world, grooming isn't a small thing. It's intimate. It's reserved for the ones they truly bond with. Cats groom each other to share scent, to strengthen relationships, to build that invisible thread of belonging. So when your cat licks your hand, your arm, even your hair, she's treating you like one of her own. She's saying, "You're not just the human who fills the bowl. You're part of her family." Let that sink in. But here's where it gets fascinating. That same grooming instinct comes with a built-in companion behavior. Watch two cats grooming each other sometime. They'll lick, and then casually, one will give the other a little nibble. It's part of the ritual. The lick softens. The bite punctuates. To them, it's completely normal. It's a conversation with soft words and sharp ones. We happen to be on the receiving end of a language nobody taught us. So sometimes, that bite after the lick is simply your cat grooming you the way she'd groom another cat. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's broken. She's following an ancient script written into her bones long before she met you. But, and this is important, that's only one of the reasons. Because not every bite means the same thing. Some bites are affection, some bites are warning. And telling them apart is the difference between a confused owner and a fluent one. Think about your closest human relationships for a moment, the people you love most. Don't they sometimes nudge you, tease you, jab you a little when they feel close? There's a kind of comfort that only shows up between two beings who feel safe with each other. Your cat has her own version of that. The lick and the gentle bite can be her way of playing, of connecting, of treating you like someone she needn't guard against. That's trust at its rawest. But I promised you this wasn't simple, and it isn't. Because there's a darker, more misunderstood side to this behavior. Sometimes that bite isn't affection at all. Sometimes it's your cat reaching her limit, and you missed every signal she gave you leading up to it. There's a phenomenon vets have a name for, and once you hear it, 100 past moments with your cat will suddenly make sense. It changed how I see cats forever, and it might change you too. It's called petting-induced aggression. Sounds clinical, I know, but stay with me, because this is the key to everything. You're petting your cat. She's purring. Everything seems perfect. And then, suddenly, she whips around and bites you. You think she snapped for no reason, but she didn't. She'd been telling you to stop for a while. You just weren't listening because cats don't shout. They whisper. And we humans are terrible at hearing whispers. Here's what's happening underneath. For a cat, being petted feels good, but only up to a point. That repeated stroking, that constant touch, builds up. What starts as pleasant can slowly tip into too much. Imagine someone rubbing your arm in the exact same spot over and over, long after you wanted them to stop. At first it's nice, then it's irritating, then you want to pull away. Your cat feels that same shift, but she can't say, "Okay, that's enough." So she does the only thing she can. She uses her body. And long before that bite lands, she's been waving little flags at you. Her tail starts twitching at the tip. Her skin ripples along her back. Her ears flatten or rotate backward slightly. She goes still in a way that isn't relaxed. It's tense. These are the whispers. Every one of them is your cat saying, "I'm at my limit." And when we ignore the whispers, eventually she has no choice but to shout. The bite is the shout. It's not betrayal. It's not cruelty. It's the last word in a sentence she'd been speaking the whole time. And I think there's something almost humbling about that when you really sit with it. This small creature has been trying to communicate with us, patiently, in her own language. And we missed it. Not because we don't love her, but because nobody ever taught us how to listen. That's what we're fixing today, you and me, right now. Let's talk about those warning signs in detail, because once you can spot them, that bite becomes almost entirely avoidable. The tail is your first and clearest clue. A happy, relaxed cat holds her tail loose, maybe with a soft curve. But when that tail starts flicking, twitching, thumping against the couch, pay attention. In cat language, a lashing tail rarely means joy. More often, it means agitation is building. It's the storm cloud before the rain. Next, watch the ears. Cats have an incredible range of motion in those ears, almost like little satellite dishes. When they're forward and relaxed, she's content. But when they flatten, pin back, or swivel sideways into what people call airplane ears, something's changed. She's bracing. And if you keep petting through those airplane ears, you're walking straight toward that bite you keep blaming on bad luck. It was never luck. It was a missed message. Then there's the skin itself. This one's subtle, easy to miss, but powerful once you notice it. Run your eyes along her back while you pet her. If you see the skin twitching or rippling, almost like a shiver moving down her spine, that's overstimulation building in real time. Her nervous system is lighting up. It's the feline version of gritting your teeth. The body is saying what the voice cannot. And the body, with cats, almost never lies to you. Finally, watch for the freeze. A relaxed cat is soft, loose, melting into your hand. But sometimes, right before a bite, a cat goes rigid, still, tense. People mistake this stillness for calm, for she's really enjoying it now. But it's the opposite. That stillness is a coiled spring. It's the held breath before the decision. If your purring, needing cat suddenly goes quiet and stiff under your hand, that's your moment to stop. Not in 5 seconds. Now. And here's something that took me years to truly understand. Every cat has a different threshold. Some cats can be petted for an hour and never reach their limit. Others have a budget of about 3 strokes before they've had enough. Neither one is broken. Neither one loves you more or less. They're simply individuals with their own tolerance, history, personality. Part of loving a cat is learning her limits instead of expecting her to match ours, always. Think about that for a second, because it's bigger than cats. How often do we expect the ones we love to feel exactly what we feel, want exactly what we want, tolerate exactly what we tolerate? Your cat is teaching you something quietly profound. That love isn't projecting yourself onto another being. It's about paying close enough attention to learn who they are. And there's more to this bite than overstimulation. A reason from her wild past waits next. Let's go back in time. Long before your cat was curled up on your lap, her ancestors were hunters, out in the wild, surviving on instinct alone. And that hunter still lives inside the soft creature on your couch. It hasn't gone anywhere. We tend to forget that because she looks so domestic, so cozy. But every cat carries thousands of years of predator wiring, and sometimes that wiring fires off in moments that have nothing at all to do with us. Nothing. Here's how it shows up. You're petting her, and your moving hand, your wiggling fingers, can suddenly trigger her hunting instinct. To us, it's just a hand. To a cat in a certain mood, it becomes prey. Movement activates something ancient. The lick might be affection, but the bite that follows can be the predator waking up, pouncing on the thing that moved. It's not personal. It's primal. You just happened to hold the toy, and the toy was your own hand. This is especially common with kittens and younger cats, still learning where the line sits between play and too rough. In the wild, kittens practice hunting on their siblings. They pounce, they bite, they wrestle, and their litter mates bite back, teaching them, hey, that's too hard. But a kitten raised without that feedback never fully learns to soften. So when she plays, she bites the only way she knows, the way nobody ever taught her to gentle. And this is why how we raise them matters so deeply. If you ever played with your cat using your bare hands when she was little, letting her bat and bite your fingers because it was cute back then, you may have accidentally taught her that hands are toys. Fun to chase, fun to catch, fun to bite. She's not being bad now. She's doing exactly what you, without meaning to, told her was fine. The lesson got written early, and now it lives in her muscle memory. But don't carry guilt over that, because here's the beautiful part. Cats can learn new lessons at almost any age. The brain that learned hands are toys can learn that hands are gentle, that toys are toys, that there's a better game to play. It takes patience, and it takes consistency, but it's never too late. I've seen 10-year-old cats unlearn habits everyone swore were permanent. The story isn't finished just because the first chapter was an accident. There's another layer here we rarely consider, and it's a tender one. Sometimes a cat bites because something hurts. Pain. We don't always think of it, because cats are masters at hiding pain. It's another piece of that survival wiring. In the wild, an animal that shows weakness becomes a target. So cats learn to mask their suffering, to carry it silently, even from the humans who love them. That silence can break your heart once you understand it. So imagine this. You reach down to pet your cat in her usual spot, and she bites you, sharp and sudden, out of character. Your first thought is that she's being moody. But what if she's not? What if there's a sore joint under that fur, an aching tooth, a tender belly? Something quietly wrong? The bite might not be about your touch at all. It might be the only way she has to say, "That spot hurts. Please stop." A cry for help wearing the mask of aggression. This is why a sudden change in behavior should always make you pause. If your gentle, easygoing cat starts biting where she never used to, especially when touched in one spot, that's worth a conversation with your vet. Not because she's turned mean, but because she might be telling you about a problem she physically cannot describe. You become her translator. And catching it early is the difference between a small issue and a big one. Listening is love. I think about how much trust is buried in that, honestly. This animal, who could simply suffer in silence, instead reaches out the only way she can, even if it comes out as teeth. She's gambling that you'll understand, that you'll look closer, that you won't just label her difficult and walk away. And the owners who learn to read these signals are the ones who catch what others miss. Not because they're experts, because they decided to truly pay attention. So let's gather what we've found, because we've come a long way already. The lick then bite can be grooming, the language of family. It can be overstimulation, the whisper that became a shout. It can be the hunter waking up, taking your hand for prey. It can be pain, hiding behind teeth. 4 stories, 1 costume. But here's what no owner knows. There's a 5th reason, with nothing to do with these 4. We'll get there. First, how to tell these apart. The secret to telling these apart isn't magic. It's context. It's paying attention to the whole situation, not just the bite itself. Think of yourself as a detective. The bite is the crime, sure, but the clues were scattered everywhere around it. Where were you touching her? How long had you been petting? What was her tail doing? Her ears? Her body? When you start collecting these clues, the mystery solves itself, and the bite stops being random. Let's run through it together. Say you've been petting her for a good while, she was purring, then her tail started flicking, her ears went back, and then she bit. That's certainly overstimulation, plainly. The story tells itself through the timeline. The pleasure built, tipped over, and she hit her limit. In that case, the answer is simple. Shorter petting sessions. Stop before she asks you to. Quit while you're both still ahead, while it's good for her. Now a different scene. You barely touched her, she was already a little wound up, maybe playing, maybe restless, and your moving hand set her off into a pounce and bite. That's the hunter. That's play aggression. And the fix there isn't less affection, it's redirection. Give that predator a proper target, a toy on a string, a feather wand, something she's allowed to chase and catch and bite with her heart. Let her hunt the thing that's meant to be hunted. That word, redirection, might be the most useful thing you take from this video. You're not trying to crush her instincts. You can't, and you shouldn't want to. That hunting drive is part of who she is, as natural as breathing. The goal isn't to erase it. The goal is to give it somewhere healthy to go. A bored cat with no outlet will find one, and that outlet might be your ankles at 2 a.m. A cat who gets to hunt her toys is a calmer cat. Let me paint that 2 a.m. picture, because so many of you know it well. You're asleep, and suddenly there's an ambush on your feet under the blanket. Teeth, claws, the whole performance. You wake up baffled, maybe a little annoyed. But that's not your cat being a menace. That's a hunter with energy and nowhere to spend it. And night is when her instincts wake. She's not breaking the rules. She's following rules older than any house she's known. The answer to those midnight ambushes is almost always the same. A real play session before bed. 15, 20 minutes of letting her chase, stalk, pounce, and catch a toy until she's tired. Then a small meal, mimicking the natural hunt then eat then sleep rhythm written into her. Do that, and you'll be amazed how often those 3 a.m. attacks simply fade away. You didn't suppress the hunter. You let her hunt, and a satisfied hunter finally rests. Now let's go back to the gentlest scenario of all, the one I hope is yours. Sometimes the lick and the soft nibble are pure affection. No agitation, no warning signs, no aggression. Just your cat grooming you, loving you in her cat way, the same way she'd love another cat she trusts completely. The bite is gentle, more pressure than pain, more punctuation than puncture. If that's what you're seeing, friend, you're being told you're family. Wear it proudly. How do you know it's this kind? The pressure tells you. An affectionate love bite is soft. She's controlling her jaw with care, the way she'd control it with a kitten. It doesn't break skin. It doesn't come with flattened ears or a thrashing tail. It comes wrapped in purring and relaxed eyes and a body that's loose and content. That's not a warning. That's a love letter, written in the only alphabet she has. And honestly, what a privilege to receive it. There's something I want you to feel here. We spend so much time trying to get our cats to behave like us, to love like us, to communicate like us. But the deepest connection comes when we meet them where they are, when we learn their language instead of forcing ours. That love bite isn't a flawed version of a human kiss. It's a whole, complete expression of feline affection, perfect just as it is. The work isn't changing her. It's understanding her. And maybe that's the quiet truth underneath this whole question of why she licks you and then bites. We came in thinking something was wrong, something needed fixing, needed explaining away. But what we're really discovering is a relationship that's been speaking to us all along. We just hadn't learned the words. There's still more to uncover, though, including what to do in the moment a bite happens. Because how you respond shapes everything next. So the bite happens. What do you do in that exact moment? Because your reaction teaches her something, whether you mean it to or not. The instinct is to yank your hand away, maybe yelp, maybe push her. But here's the trouble. To a cat, a hand that suddenly jerks and flails looks exactly like fleeing prey. You just made the game more exciting. You accidentally rewarded the very thing you wanted to stop. The body's panic became her invitation to continue. Instead, and I know this takes real discipline, try to go still. Freeze your hand. Let it become boring, lifeless, no fun to chase. Prey that stops moving loses its pull. When there's nothing to pounce on, the hunting drive deflates. Then, slowly, calmly, you withdraw. No drama, no scolding, no shouting. Just a quiet ending to the moment. You're teaching her that biting doesn't start a chase. It ends the fun. And cats learn consequences remarkably well. Now let's talk about what never works, because this matters as much. Punishment. Yelling at her. Spraying her with water, tapping her nose, any of it. I understand the frustration, I do. But here's what punishment teaches a cat. It teaches her that your hands are dangerous, that you are unpredictable, that closeness brings fear. You don't get a gentler cat. You get a more anxious one. And anxious cats bite more, not less. Fear is gasoline on this fire. Think about it from her side for a second. She communicated the only way she knew how, and then the giant she trusted suddenly became loud and scary. What does she learn? Not, I shouldn't bite. She learns, I can't trust the warning signs to work, so next time I skip straight to the bite. Punishment erases the whispers and leaves only the shout. The thing you wanted to avoid becomes more likely, because you taught her the gentle signals don't get heard. The path that actually works is the patient one. Reward what you want to see. When she's gentle, when she licks without biting, when she lets you pet her and then walks away instead of nipping, that's the moment for soft praise, a treat, a kind word. You're showing her which behaviors bring good things. Cats are not stubborn or untrainable, whatever people say. They just don't respond to force. They respond to patience, to consistency, to being understood. And consistency is everything here. You can't allow hand biting on Monday because it's cute and then scold it on Tuesday because you're tired. To her, that's chaos. She can't make sense of rules that shift with your mood. Pick your boundaries and hold them gently every day. Hands are never toys. Toys are always the target. Say it the same way, every time, with your actions. Clarity is a kindness. Mixed signals are the cruelest thing we do by accident. I want to zoom out for a moment because there's a bigger pattern in all of this. So much of what frustrates us about cats is expecting them to be small, quiet dogs. But they're not. They never were. A cat isn't a creature that lives to please you. A cat is a creature that chooses you again and again on her own terms. And once you stop fighting that and start honoring it, the relationship softens. The bites fade. The trust deepens. Something shifts. Let me share something that might reframe everything for you. The fact that your cat licks you at all, the fact that she trusts you enough to attempt grooming you, that's not nothing. Cats don't do that with beings they're indifferent to. In her world, you've been promoted to the inner circle, the chosen few she shares her tongue and scent with. The bite is the asterisk on an otherwise extraordinary compliment. You earned a place most people never notice. Because here's the thing about cats that the old stereotypes get so wrong. They're painted as aloof, cold, uncaring. But anyone who has lived with one knows that's a lie. A cat's love is quieter, more selective, more earned. It doesn't come running to the door, bouncing off the walls. It comes and sits near you. It blinks slowly across the room. It grooms your hand on a lazy afternoon. And yes, sometimes it leaves a tiny mark, the signature of belonging. So when you feel those teeth after that lick, I want a different thought to cross your mind now. Not, what's wrong with my cat? But, what is my cat trying to tell me? Because there's always a message, affection, or a limit reached, or an instinct firing, or a pain hidden away. 4 stories, and you now hold the key to reading each one. But there's one more dimension we haven't touched yet, and it might be the most surprising of all. So stay with me. Here's the surprising part. Your own behavior, your own energy, plays a bigger role in this than you might think. Cats are extraordinarily sensitive to us. They read our body language, our tension, even our breathing. If you come home stressed, wound up, carrying a hard day in your shoulders, your cat feels it. And a cat who senses that nervous energy may become more reactive, quicker to nip, because the air in the room changed. They mirror us, always. I've watched this in my own home more times than I can count. On the calm days, slow and unhurried, my cat is soft and easy. On the days I'm rushing, frazzled, petting her with my mind 1,000 miles away, that's when the nips come. She's not punishing me. She's a mirror with whiskers, reflecting back whatever I carried into the room. Honestly, she reads my mood better than some people I've known for years. That changed more than any technique ever did. So sometimes the most powerful thing you can do isn't a trick at all. It's to slow down, to be present, to pet your cat like it actually means something, instead of absent-mindedly while you scroll or watch TV. Cats can tell the difference between real attention and distracted touching. One says, "I'm here with you." The other says, "You're an object I'm patting." And they respond to each exactly the way any of us would if we're being honest with ourselves. Isn't that a little humbling? This small animal asking us in her way to be present, to put down the distractions, to actually show up. In a world that pulls our attention 100 ways every minute, your cat is quietly inviting you into something rare. A few minutes of real, undivided connection. No past, no future, just the warm weight of her under your hand and the sound of her breathing. Maybe she's not the one who needs training. Maybe we are. There's also the matter of her environment, which shapes her mood more than we credit. A cat who's bored, understimulated, stuck in the same 4 walls with nothing to climb or chase, builds up a restless energy that has to go somewhere. And often it goes into her interactions with you, coming out as those sharp, surprising bites. She isn't misbehaving. She's a creature with a rich inner life and not enough to do with it. The boredom has to land somewhere. This is why enrichment matters so deeply. A window perched to watch birds for hours. A cat tree to climb and survey her kingdom. Toys that rotate so they stay interesting. Puzzle feeders that make her work her clever mind for food. Little moments of the hunt scattered through her day. A mentally satisfied cat is a gentler cat because all that bright energy finally has places to flow. You're not spoiling her. You're honoring the fullness of who she is. And I'll be honest about something. A lot of what we call behavior problems are unmet needs in a disguise and a fake mustache. The biting, the scratching, the 3 a.m. chaos. Underneath so much of it is a cat trying to live a full feline life in a human world not built for her. When we shift from "how do I stop this" to "what does this need?", everything changes. The problem becomes a conversation. The conflict, quietly, becomes connection. That's the key. Now, if you've stayed with me all the way to this point in the video, I want to take just a moment to say something. If you're finding value in this, if you're seeing your own cat in these words, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel and come spend time with us every day. We're a community of people who refuse to give up on understanding these wonderful animals, and there's always a seat for one more. Your cat brought you here. Stick around for her, because here's what I believe, and it's why I make these videos at all. The people who show up to learn, who watch a video about why their cat bites instead of getting frustrated, those are the good ones. Those are the owners cats are lucky to have. That's you. And I don't take it lightly that you spent this time trying to understand a creature who can't explain herself. That says something about your heart. Now let's get back into it. We're not done. There's a question I've been saving, and it's one of the most common I hear. My cat bites me but never bites my partner. Why? Or the reverse. And the answer reveals something fascinating about how cats see the people in their lives. Because to a cat, you are not interchangeable with the other humans in the house. She has a completely different relationship with each of you, written in scent and history and 1,000 small moments. Let me explain it. To your cat, every person in the home is a separate world. You smell different from your partner. You move differently. You touch differently. Maybe you're the one who plays rough, so your hands carry the scent of games. Maybe your partner is the calm one who only ever offers slow, gentle strokes. Over time, your cat builds a unique rulebook for each of you. So when she bites you and not them, it isn't favoritism. It's history. It's the bond you built. Sometimes the person who gets bitten most is the person the cat is closest to. Let that surprise you for a moment. The one she trusts enough to play hard with. The one she feels safe enough to be herself around, instincts and all. The person who never gets a nip might be the one she's more reserved with, more careful around. So that bite you keep getting, it might just be a backhanded badge of intimacy. You're the one she lets her guard down with. There's also the simple matter of how each person responds. If you react big when she bites, with noise and movement and drama, you've become the exciting one to bite. Your partner who stays calm and boring offers no payoff, so it never took root with them. Cats are always running little experiments on us, learning what gets a reaction. And without realizing it, we teach them which of us is the fun one to nibble. The lesson lives in our reactions. This is why getting the whole household on the same page matters so much. If one person lets her bite hands and another doesn't, she's living with contradictory rules she can't make sense of. Everyone who touches her needs to speak the same language. Hands are never toys for all of you. Toys are the target for all of you. When the rules are consistent across every human in her life, confusion lifts and the biting calms. Unity is the quiet cure. Now remember that fifth reason I promised you? Here it is, and it surprises everyone. Sometimes a bite isn't about you at all. It's redirected energy. Your cat spots another cat through the window, or tension flares with a housemate, and she's lit up with nowhere to put it. Then you reach to comfort her, and all that charge lands on the nearest warm body, yours. It's not betrayal. It's overflow. You walked into the middle of her storm at the wrong second. Recognizing redirected aggression can save you real heartache, because owners often take it so personally. They think their cat turned on them. But if you look around, you'll usually find the true trigger. Another animal outside. A loud noise. A change in the home. The bite landed on you, but it was never about you. Once you see that, the hurt softens, and you can help her settle instead of pulling away hurt. Understanding turns the sting into compassion. And here's a gentle truth that ties so much of this together. Cats don't hold grudges the way we fear they do. They're not plotting. They're not being spiteful. That's us projecting human storylines onto an animal who lives more in the present moment than we ever could. She bit you a minute ago, and now she's rubbing your leg, and both are completely sincere. She isn't confused. We are, because we keep trying to read her like a person instead of a cat. The freedom in this is real, if you let it land. You can stop taking it personally. You can stop wondering what you did wrong, whether she's mad at you, whether she even loves you. She does, in her own complete and complicated way. The bite was never a verdict on you. It was just a moment, a message, a piece of a language you're now learning to read. And the more fluent you become, the lighter all of it feels. The mystery turns into understanding at last. So let's start drawing the threads together, because we've covered an enormous amount of ground, you and I. We've gone from that confusing bite, through grooming, overstimulation, the buried hunter, hidden pain, our own energy, the environment, even the relationships your cat holds with different people. Everyone is a doorway into understanding her better. And understanding, it turns out, was the whole point from the very beginning of all of this. Because the real question was never, why does my cat lick me and then bite? That was the doorway. The real question, the one underneath, was always, how do I understand this creature I love but don't fully speak to? And look how far you've come toward an answer. You walked in confused, maybe a little hurt. You're walking out something closer to fluent. There's one last piece, though, the part that brings it all home, and I want to leave you with it now. Here's the piece I saved for last. Every single thing we've talked about today comes down to one quiet act. Attention. Real attention. The kind we give less and less of in a world built to scatter us. Your cat has been asking for it all along, through the lick, the bite, the flick of her tail, and the angle of her ears. She's been speaking the whole time. The only thing standing between confusion and connection was whether we chose to watch and to listen. And I think that's why so many of us are drawn to cats in the first place, especially as we get older, a little wiser about what matters. They don't perform their love loudly. They don't hand it over for free. They ask us to slow down, to pay attention, to earn it and learn it. In a life that so often rushes past us, a cat is a small daily invitation to be present, to notice, to care about the details. Maybe that's the real gift hiding inside the question. Think back to the very beginning of this video, to that moment of confusion when those teeth surprised you. Remember how it felt almost like betrayal? And now look at where you stand. That same bite isn't a betrayal anymore. It's a sentence in a language you're learning to read. The teeth didn't change. The cat didn't change. You did. You became someone who can hear what she's been saying all along. That's not a small thing. That's the whole thing, really. Because the truth is, our cats were never the mystery we thought they were. They've been honest with us this whole time. Honest in every flick and twitch and lick and nip. We were simply reading a language we'd never been taught. And the moment we start learning it, something shifts in the home. The tension eases, the bites soften, and in their place grows something steadier, something deeper. A trust that was always possible, waiting for us to show up. I keep coming back to this image, and maybe it'll stay with you too. A cat grooming your hand on a quiet afternoon, light coming through the window, the world slowed to almost nothing. And then that small press of teeth. Not an attack. Not a warning even. Just punctuation at the end of an I love you spoken in a language older than words. We spent this whole time decoding it, and it turns out it was tenderness wearing an unfamiliar face the entire time. So the next time it happens, I hope you pause. I hope instead of pulling back hurt, you look a little closer. What's her tail saying? Her ears? Her body? How long have you been petting? Where did your hand land? In that pause lives everything we covered today. And in that pause, you become the owner your cat always needed. Not a perfect one. A present one. One who listens. One who finally learned to hear the whisper before it ever has to become a shout. If this video gave you one new way to see your cat, I'm going to ask two small things of you. First, subscribe and follow along, because we do this daily, and your cat deserves an owner who keeps learning. Second, share this with 5 people in your life who have cats. 5 people who felt that same confused little sting and wondered what it meant. You might be the reason a cat somewhere finally gets understood. That ripple matters more than you know. And I do want to hear from you sincerely, not as a formality. Leave a comment and tell me about your cat. The lick, the bite, the midnight ambush, the quiet moment that melted you. Tell me which of the stories felt like yours. I read them. And there's a whole community here who will see themselves in your words too. We're all just people trying to understand the small creatures who somehow ended up holding such a big piece of our hearts. Tell me yours, and tell me this too. What should we explore together next? What's the question about your cat that keeps you up at night? The behavior that baffles you? The mystery you've never found a good answer to? Drop it below, because the next video might be the one you asked for. This channel grows from your curiosity, from the things you genuinely want to understand. So don't be shy. Your question might be the exact one 1,000 other owners are quietly asking. So tonight, when your cat climbs into your lap and starts that slow, rhythmic licking, and you feel the soft press of teeth that used to confuse you, smile. You know the secret now. You speak a little of her tongue, and in that small, ordinary moment, something quiet and extraordinary is happening. Two different species, sitting in the lamplight, finally understanding each other. She was always talking to you. Now, at last, you're listening. She knows it.